All right. Hello, world. Welcome back to the Compute Over Data Working Group Rebooted Live Jam. We do have a special guest here today to kind of, hand over the baton. But firstly, I wanted to say hello to Kartika. Hi, Kartika. And by the way,
Hi, everyone.
I'm Ali, Developer Relations Engineer at the Filecoin Foundation. I really love the work that Wes did on this group, and I wanted to make sure we kept it together. So here we are, along with Kartika. And Wes, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, wow. It's been fast times. Thank you so much for letting me join. No, I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun since I think the COD Summit. We had a great showing there. And no, I just wanted to, if anything, just say thank you to you guys for continuing the effort in the space. Is my audio coming across okay?
It's coming across perfect.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, no, it's funny because I was just having a conversation with a friend who works in decentralized science yesterday, and I was asking, what is the most important thing for you guys in your space? And he was like, it's decentralized compute, decentralized storage that you guys are working on. So I think it just kind of reaffirms the reason that we started the group, which is to kind of further the infrastructure, both the people building the projects, but also all the use cases of people trying to build next generation things. So really excited to see the new direction you guys can take it to, and appreciate all your efforts.
Of course.
Yeah, thanks for kicking it off, Wes. We also saw that you have a little podcast out, I think.
That's right.
Playing around with.
That's right. Yes, thank you. Yeah, if you can find me on Twitter at Wes W. Floyd, and we have this podcast, the DFI podcast, where we go deep on Web3 infrastructure. And it's with a former Protocol Labs friend, Ishan Chordia. And we try to just cover use cases and developments in the space, have interviews with folks to learn more about where people are investing in the space. And it's just sort of a labor of love. So yeah, please like and subscribe.
Yep, definitely.
And let us know what you think.
So, yeah, I would definitely recommend checking it out. All right. Well, thank you so much, Wes. We have some special guests on today, but first, I think, Kartika, I'll hand over to you to talk about what we're up to today. And Wes, sorry to see you go, but you're welcome anytime. Just, jump on stream. Thank you for joining us and kind of, starting this amazing group for us to keep going as well. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think check out one more thing I want to ask you is one more thing about your new website. You've got a website as well about infrastructure. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes. No, thank you for calling that out. I appreciate it. Yeah, I started a listing. It's called the Web3 Index.xyz. Does it sound? The Web3 Index. And what's funny is like a lot of people that are building in this space have doubts sometimes that there's demand. They may not know all the different decentralized disciplines that need the technology. And then vice versa, people that are building decentralized social media or decentralized whatever the capability is, they don't know that this plethora of new technologies exist. I'll actually type it in the chat window here.
The Web3 Index.
Again, Web3 Index. Oops. XYZ. And yeah, so vice versa. So that because there's so many folks that joined the Computer Data Working Group over the past few months. And so just kind of making it folks aware that these various projects exist, I think can hopefully bring some community together. And just start at a simple place there. And if we can get that, then try to, keep it up to date so that people know that these resources exist.
Amazing. I love it. Absolutely love it. This is great. I just wanted to tell a bit about my background as well, just a tiny bit. So I actually started, I came across Richard and Nitesh from, Agavera, those guys.
Yes.
And sort of they came, they sort of made me aware of decentralized AI. And I just really realized that, there's no framework and the teams really struggled in, getting up to speed. So I've been working on a decentralized AI framework, and this is, why I'm sort of here. And I've been looking at your podcast and, looking at the COD working group and, sort of full circle. And a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I just messaged Ali and said let's what can we do together? And now we're here. So yeah, I'm super grateful. Really want to take this forward as well.
And I'm really glad I have a co-host because I don't like so thank you for joining me.
Yes. All right. So let's get going then. So today,
thanks, Wes. We'll say goodbye.
So just in terms of the purpose, so we just sort of continuing with that theme in terms of collaboration, really trying to really look into the, developing shared standards and solutions, and also communicating the latest releases, but also trying to focus on peer education and really great support, so then people can come here and really get going pretty quickly. Then in terms of the agenda today, it's pretty standard. So if you go to the next slide, Ali, we keep it nice and short and sweet. So it's going to be a 40-minute sessions. We have the speakers that chat about their projects. And then we've got a little bit of a panel, so just asking them a couple of questions. And then afterwards, I'll do some community updates from our members. So there's going to be Polybase, the Lilypad team, and then also New Atlantis. So they've been in the previous sessions, and they've got some amazing updates. And then also Algovera and some other people are currently working in the Augment Decentralized AI hackathon in Paris. So that's the update.
Actually, exciting news. The Lilypad Backend community is actually sponsoring that as well. So we'll be there with the bounty too. So can't wait to join up with all these folks that I admire as well in the space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oops, I am going to go backwards on that
one. Just quickly in terms of the future of COD working group. So, as I said, we just have to quickly the sessions and the community updates, but in the future, what Ali and I have been talking about is to have this really practical and have some coding, sessions. And then maybe also some themes. But obviously, this is all for the community, and we'd like to hear your input. So give us a shout what you would like to hear and see. But yeah, we've got a couple of things. We're working a couple of things behind the scenes.
Definitely. Over to you, Ali. It's all about the community. So whatever you want, we'll try and deliver. All right. Thank you so much. Firstly, we have some very special guests here today. We have Leo Stellan from Daggle, and also Vincent, or also known as Debugging Future on Twitter, here to chat to us. Now, these guys, DefiKicks, I think it's a bit late for him. He must have missed the stream or misunderstood, but I'm sure he'll, fill us in later or turn up later. But these guys did some amazing work for HackFS. So HackFS is kind of Filecoin/Protocol Labs flagship hackathon every year. And it runs over 3 weeks. It's called Hack File System, which is why it gets the name HackFS. And some of the previous winners have really gone on to be kind of big businesses in the Web3 space. So things like Huddle01 that you would have heard of. It's like decentralized Zoom. I've totally forgotten all the others, but I know there's at least 3 or 4 really amazing ones. Ballast actually is a great one. They are kind of a deployer for games and things like that, and they work on IPFS. But there's some really other big ones. So these guys are definitely joining kind of an elite bunch of people in winning best use case for Backend. So we really wanted to talk about what they're building and kind of where they see these projects going. So I'm going to invite them to the stream now. So hi, Vincent. Hi, Leo.
Hi, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, especially you, Leo, because we were just talking before, and it's 3:30 in the morning where you are. So super dedicated. We really appreciate it. And I think it's something like 5 a.m. for Vincent as well. It's not a great time. So we really appreciate you guys coming on. Firstly, I think, can you introduce yourself? Leo, do you want to tell us who you are, what your background is, what you built?
Yep. So I'm a computer science graduate. I just graduated this year, and I'm trying to explore hackathons and Web3 stuff. And that's how I found out about HackFS, and I built something called as Daggle for HackFS. And Daggle is an platform as a service, we could say that, at least for now. So you can deploy all your backlog jobs within 2 to 3 clicks, and it will be deployed to the network.
Yeah, it's amazing actually. It's kind of like this repository of Backend/Lilypad jobs that you can just kind of add to and use at will. And I can really see it becoming a full library of use cases that you don't have to think about, right? So that was the idea a little bit.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Something like that.
No, it's great. Vincent, tell us about your project. I know you built
Yeah.
Tentai, calls.
Yeah, sure. So I built an SDK that allow you to show your AI model. So it is very similar to Hugging Face Spaces, which you can host your model and let people interact with it. So I developed that Python SDK. So instead of deploying to some other hosted service, you can put it up and deploy to IPFS and make use of Baccarat to run the computation.
And what sort of computation would you be doing on this one, for example?
Oh yeah, so I think there are a lot of use case of demoing your AI applications from translation to image processing, and those are more like job-based AI models. So I think that is the kind of like the sweet spot with using the Bacalao, because you can have that like long-running job running executing on the Bacalao network, and then get back the results. For example, you can apply an image filter using your latest AI model to run that, or you can, let's say my demo, apply like a Spanish translation model and then make use of Bacalao to run that and get back the results.
Wow, that's really cool. Did you have a background in kind of data science or a similar field, or what's your interest here?
Oh yeah, I would say I have a background in more like in DevOps, because the longest story is like I used to run my own startup, and I spend so much time on like deploying those like DevOps stuff and then trying to self-host our service. And then eventually I discovered Filecoin and Bacalao. So I realized, oh, there's the like the best opportunities. How could we like have someone to to host that service for me instead of I have to do so? So I've been exploring the idea a lot last year, and then for this hackathon, I would really focus on the AI, and then I realized, okay, most data scientists, they want to like show their like or like demo their AI applications to others, and then yeah, that's kind of the one of the like MVP that I try to build, and then they can just keep writing Python with the SDK, and then they can do so without knowing too much about DevOps. Yeah.
So you're really kind of joining up to communities that you're familiar with here with this, like, and a pain point that you've seen in that community with this project. It sounds like.
Right. Yeah.
That's awesome. And do you see yourself continuing with the project, or do you have plans for the future for Tentai?
Yeah. So Tentai is a lot focusing on the AI. Yeah, on how you like deploy the AI model without learning too much DevOps or stuff. So, but I feel the opportunity is huge that I would like to develop Tentai on a like even broader audience. So as I mentioned, like how you could like having someone to host the service for you, some open source service, and image service is really an interesting example, because not only AI models, like how you apply those filters onto it, but imagine like those resize, crop, or other image processing, these kind of services. Okay, what if someone hosts that for me, and what I have to do is just to incentivize them. Maybe I pay them in Filecoin, and there's so many open source toolings that are all very available. So instead of having those services hosted by some like proprietary CMS or headless API, I could just like incentivize people to do that on a distributed world. And I believe eventually it's more cost effective even. Yeah. So I think I would try to build Tentai on a like a whole DevOps and this kind of microservices. Yeah.
Interesting. That's like, yeah, that's a grand vision. I love it. What do you think, Karika? Any comments there?
Well, I just was wondering, and if you can give any advice to some other people, like were there, getting started with Baccarat, were there any sort of like memorable error messages you sort of like remember?
No. We don't talk about errors.
Any advice?
Cutting edge technology, it works very smoothly, right?
I can only say all these technologies are evolving pretty quickly, right? So yeah, every month I receive the update, the newsletter for Baccarat, and I find it quite exciting. Yeah, that there are new features to test it out. So yeah, you really have to like learn really fast, and then try to see how different technologies play together. For example, in this hackathon, I learned a lot. Like I learned about the Satin and Baccarat, the like hosted nodes, and maybe like in next month I will see some like long running streaming process. So yeah, just like keep learning and then keep building this kind of side projects and MVP and learn a lot the about the potentials of these technologies. It's both like exciting and challenging, I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the quote there, isn't it? Keep learning, keep building.
Yeah.
I love it. Leo, sorry, didn't mean to. I was just getting deep in this project, so super awesome. Tell us about Daggle. You could probably even give us a demo because I believe that you're still building it out and it's live at the moment. If you wanted to, no pressure.
Sure. Should I present my screen?
Yeah, sure. If you want to
Is
give
it
us a
fine?
demo, go ahead. I'd love to see what you've done since the hackathon, and or show the viewers what you've done as well.
Hold on. Let me select my screen. Yep.
There we go. We got it. Awesome.
So this is the platform, and I haven't changed anything yet from the hackathon. Right now I'm converting everything into a MongoDB based backend. Right now this is built on top of Polybase.
Oh,
So
great.
yeah. So like we have something called as marketplace, and you can find all of those actions here. So actions are nothing but pre-built Docker images and codes which can be executed. So for this demo, let me show you some custom Python script which can be run on backlog. So let me change something like this in sample script, and you can upload your own Python script here. Let me change from hello world to hello from COD live, something like that.
Yeah.
And let me create the job. Yep, it is done. So
This is so cool. I really love this. It makes it so much kind of more visual for you to use Bakuya. But keep going. Sorry.
yeah, you can see that it has been created. Let me try to refresh. So yeah, we can check the result. It takes some time. Let me just copy the job ID and I will get it through the
All good.
CLI.
Usually you always have to look in the different folders. Where is it?
Yeah. So at the moment, you're looking for the IPFS CID that's returned from the Bakuya job. That's correct?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
okay.
exactly.
And you're doing that
And
through the Bakuya CLI at the moment, or
yeah,
through
right
your
now
own
it's from the
Daggle?
CLI.
From the CLI, yeah.
And yeah, but I think the IPFS nodes hosted on Backlog is kind of slow. I don't know exactly what reason it is.
I think what's happening here is that IPFS can take a while to propagate sometimes to the rest of the distributed hash tables. So sometimes, especially when you're going through a HTTP gateway connection, it can take a while for that IPFS result to show up specifically. But I believe that you did this and it worked. And also you could get the job. So I think there's some funkiness around gateways that I know they're working on at the moment as well. So
we have used the CLI and you can see the output, and we have so many things running a Node.js script, uploading data sets, training your model through TensorFlow, and
okay,
yeah, you can even in the future we'll be adding a marketplace. I mean, a dashboard for you guys to upload your own actions so that even other
really
can
cool.
use. Yeah, and right now we are planning to build an JavaScript version of the SDK, which is available on Python. And yeah, I'm communicating with Ross for that, and I think
With
Ross is
Ross
kind of
from Bakuya. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
And I
Ross
think
is
he's
an ex logging specialist, I think, but really great guys. Being really great in the community chat on Bakuya. If anyone needs help with Bakuya, just hop in the Slack and you'll probably get Ross.
yeah, I think he kind of got fed up with me, like with my silly questions about
No,
Backend and all.
not at all. That's the thing about questions, right? As you know, you never know who else is thinking the same thing, and it's really glad you asked. So I think it's great. And keep asking, and then you get to help other people because you know answers. And I've seen you doing that as well. So that's how a good community works. So we appreciate that.
So Leo, are you looking for people to sort of like upload, you know, like their, you know, their files, their data sets, or like the AI models onto this? Like,
Yeah,
are you
like
looking
right
for a
now,
community?
like we are still in the beta stage. I mean, not even in the beta stage. It's in the alpha stage, I would say. Like I'm the only one who's testing it. Like once we go product like live, people can start upload, and yeah, we will try to even promote our product so that people can upload their models or data sets, and yeah, something like that. We can do that too.
Great.
Yep.
Sorry.
So
Very cool.
yeah, like let me stop sharing my screen.
I can take it off as there we go. Perfect.
Sure.
Well, thanks for showing us a demo on that. So a question I have, actually, no, I don't. I've just that's already been asked. never mind. Awesome. How can people get in touch with you if they want to help out, Leo?
They can contact me through my Twitter ID, which is Leostelon, Leostelon.
And I also think you hang around the Bacalhau Slack a fair bit these days, by the sound of it. Made best friends with Ross there, so I'll put a link in the chat to that in case people want to go and.
Sure. Yep,
Nice.
that's my ID right there.
Very cool.
I do like that about StreamYard, actually. Also, I don't know if anyone's out in the community, but if you do have any questions, feel free to ask us, and we'll be happy to put them. Well, ask these guys as well. So
Yeah.
amazing. All right. Oh, these are fun features. Vincent, how can people get in touch with you? Is it the same as Twitter, your best contact? Is there a better way to get in touch with you if they want to talk about anything you've shared today?
Yeah, sure. So I also hang around the Bacalhau Slack, and people can in touch with me on the Twitter. Yeah, at debugging future. Yeah, that's my handle. Yeah.
And debugging future. I'll put that in the chat for people as well. I love your handle, by the way. I looked at it, I went, that is the best name ever.
Yeah, live in the future and build what is missing, right? So
debugging the future right now on the edge.
Vincent, we have to meet up in Singapore because I'm actually based in Singapore, so I'm trying to get like the whole code, grow the community over there. So yeah, we have to do something there together.
yeah, please. I'm actually hosting a developer meetup and talk about this project, and also FileCon next week. Yeah, so
really?
the developer community. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we invited Sarah from FileCon. Yeah.
Yep. Do you have a slide or anything on that? How can people, if people are in Singapore and watching this, how can they join up with you?
Oh, sure. So we have a Twitter for their community, and that is called the Web3 Index. Yeah, I can also put up that here. Yeah.
Great. I'm not going to be back then, but I'll be back in August, so let's catch up then.
Yeah, so many events and conferences in Singapore. I'd love to see you guys. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, feel free to get in touch with that. Well, thank you for joining us, guys, and we're looking forward to seeing where your projects go. Hopefully we can keep in touch, and we're about to do project updates now, so hopefully we keep in touch, and in a few more episodes we'll be able to do some project updates from you guys as well. I'd be excited to see where these go.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for getting up so early. Go to bed. Either way at this point. Thank you very much, guys. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Great. All right. So now we are doing some community updates. So one purpose.
How cool are they though? Like before we get into these, Those guys were awesome.
Yes, they were.
So it's super inspiring to see people just, building and then going, actually, I really think this idea is a great idea. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to try and get a grant. I'm going to, build this out. I've got a vision for it. I love seeing that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Anyway, project update. My bad.
Yeah. So one thing we were thinking of is to do like a bit of community updates. So if you haven't watched it yet, but there was a computer over data working group session 15, and the Polybase team was there, which was a really interesting talk. And as you saw, Leo was actually implementing this database, so decentralized database, and you can see here it's powered by zero knowledge proofs, and it's similar to it's attributes of blockchain, but it's much faster, and it's still privacy preserving as well. And so quick shout out for them. If you go to the next slide. So Sid is going to be at ECC. I think there was another slide. Well, anyway.
Maybe skipped.
You skipped it, I think.
Oh, there we go.
Yes,
Sorry.
So yeah, so they're gonna. So Sid is gonna be at ETH CC in Paris, and if you like to meet up with the team, the link is right there. So book your slot now if you can. And then also super exciting news. They have now released their private mainnet. If anyone is interested. Yes, it's been really fast, so you can also fill out a form and start working with them on that. And then finally, I also had a look. So they've had a HackFS project as well. And Sharky did an amazing sort of highlight video on that. So if you want to take a look at a couple of use cases straight away, and it's all working fine, you just click on that link and it takes you straight there. So that's the update for Polybase. And then you've got
cool. That's a lot of updates in one.
Yes.
Hang on, I'm still digesting. That's amazing. They've been busy.
They've been super busy, and I think it's very exciting times for them. And the HackFS projects, they're fantastic. Yeah, so definitely take a look at those highlights.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look after.
And if you haven't seen the actual video, so it was the Computer Over Data Working Group session 15. Go back to that as well. And at the same session, there was also at New Atlantis. So they were showing, their cases as well. And in terms of Bacalhau and, the architecture. So look at that video. And there, so if you go to the next slide, their shout out is that they are now actually starting to use IPFS data to train foundational LLM models. And I love what they're doing. So they're trying to understand the relationship between climate change and the metabolic health of the ocean. So look at the video. It's absolutely fantastic in terms of what they're doing and what they've achieved and how much easier they've made it, and what kind of research they're actually up to in terms of environmental and ocean health. So yeah, absolutely great.
I really love these guys. This is such a great project, working on something really, important, and using, these new toolings to do it. So training foundational LLMs on it, that sounds really cool. I'm going to have to look into how they're doing it. All righty.
And then another quick update is on the Decentralized AI hackathon in Paris. Augment, super exciting as well. And so it's 18th, 19th of July in Paris. And then if you go to the next slide. So it's been organized by, a group of people. Obviously there's Algovera as well. But yeah, super exciting that this is actually happening, and it's one of the first ones.
Yeah, some big companies are sponsoring this as well. So we've just sponsored as well. The Bacalhau Lilypad team has just added a bounty and some sponsorship. But I noticed Stability AI is going to be there, and I've forgotten everyone else now. But obviously Algovera, never mind. Some really big names in the decentralized AI field are going to be there. So I think and I'm excited to see, because I don't think I've seen a decentralized AI hackathon before.
No.
Has there been one? This is the first one. Yes, so you can be, you can say when this is really big, first one, just putting it out there. No, I think it's amazing. Like, I can't wait to meet all the other teams and the hackers building here. So I'm really excited to be going and supporting this as well.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't go. I would love to go. I would die. I would kill for going, but I can't go.
Next time.
Next time. But if you're interested in that, like there's some really so if you go to the next slide, some super cool themes on it. So like one of what I'm quite interested in is governance and alignment. So like in terms of harm and bias, how can we look into that? And then obviously you've got personalization with privacy. So like how can that be sort of solved through federated learning blocks and all of that. So very relevant in this.
Yeah, this proof of humanity kind of subject around AI is going to be really interesting to me, or proof of authenticity as well. But I also see it as proof of humanity. Like, how do you prove that something is originally created by a human as opposed to AI?
Yeah. And then if you go to the next slide. So there's another, so there are more themes, but value capture. So, how can actually value of data be monetized or of code? Obviously we've got something like, the Lilypad project where like, it's some ethical AI that actually, the original content creators or art creators in this instance are being rewarded for their work.
Yeah, that Water Lily, that one is. It's built on top of Lilypad, which is where like the confusion comes from. But I shouldn't have named them like that. But I got the name Water Lily off of Lilypad, which is what the underlying tech is for Water Lily. But yeah, basically trying to give attribution models to artists. If anyone's interested in checking that one out.
Yeah. So. So yeah, really interesting that in terms of value capture, and then democratizing access to compute and training. So yeah, how can this be achieved? That there are many different ways to think about this. So yeah, really really interesting and interesting in terms of how to solve it, and and then finally you've got the wildcard obviously, and I think this hackathon is actually in person, but you can still apply now. So yeah.
I mean, I love thinking about this because AI is such an exploding field now, but that also means there's like an exploding number of challenges to solve. So I think this is, a really great step forward. So, really stoked that the team that organized this has organized it. So come and join us too. Looking forward to it. Okay, well, we don't need a best use case for Backend, I don't think. Anyway, so I will hide that. Lilypad, or the Backend team, so Lilypad is actually the Web3 version of Backend. We're building out kind of these consensus and game theory models for Lilypad. We're also going to be in Paris, so we'll be at Augment AI, obviously. We're also going to be at Filecoin Unleashed, giving a talk and an unconf there on game theory and distributed compute systems. Actually, our researcher Levy is going to do the unconf, and I'll be giving a talk just on what we're building and where we're at with that.
Can you tell me a little bit more about Lilypad, because you actually never chatted about it properly, so tell me more now.
Sure. Happy to. So Lilypad is built on top of Backend. So we all know that, probably in case you don't know, Backend is a peer-to-peer compute network, working on the edge where the data is. We've seen some of the projects built on it. Super powerful, really robust peer-to-peer off-chain compute, basically. And what we're doing with Lilypad is enabling kind of this Web3 version of it. So we'll be able to run compute jobs we're building a compute network. You'll be able to run compute jobs from smart contracts, or have a layer of payment systems, and be able to add your node. So we're adding the crypto economics layer, so people can add nodes, and you can be sure that your job is getting run by those nodes properly. So all the staking and slashing, hence the game theory kind of in distributed systems unconf session. But at the moment, Lilypad V0, we're calling it, is a bridge from FVM and other chains to the Backend compute nodes. So if you want to run a job, say like Stable Diffusion, you want to enter a prompt. And this is actually what Waterlily runs off Lilypad. You enter a prompt, then basically that's coming from a smart contract. And this smart contract kind of relays that job onto the Backend network, who then returns the job on chain and to the original caller of that job. So you'll get the results, whether they, come back, most of the time they come back correctly, or you'll get it cancelled, for example. So that's the Lilypad V0, but we're really expanding that into being a network of trustless distributed nodes. So did that explain it, or was that like, I need to work on that pitch?
All good.
So you could, maybe I'm better at writing it down. So we're like, you can keep up to date with us on the blog here as well. And we've also got docs, which is docs.lilypadnetwork.org if that's helpful too.
Fantastic. Great.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's us for today, is it? That was an amazing first session. Should we pat ourselves on the back? Thank you everyone for joining us. Again, get in touch if you see this. You want to be on COD working group, live jam, rebooted sessions. We'd love to hear from you. You can find us in the Backyard Slack or, on our Twitter handles as well. I think that's it. Anything to add, Kartika? Have a great day.
Let us know. Give us a shout in terms of what you want to see, and we've got a couple of things cooking in the back as well. So watch the space.
We do. All right. Thank you, everyone. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.